quick heads up, the session's being recorded like they all are. But thank you everybody for joining us for tonight's session, Shifting the Culture, How to Advocate for Others Without Feelings of Personal Failure. My name is Annalise Schrader. I am the Learning and Development Coordinator for SWEHQ. I was here with you guys last session, but I'm still kind of a new face. I'll be moderating all of the sessions for SHLA this year. I want to take a second to thank our sponsors. If we can move to that one, perfect. This session has been brought to you guys by Amateur Radio and Digital Communications, Danaher Corporation, General Motors, and Turner Construction. So just kind of some quick housekeeping stuff. If you guys have any questions during the session, feel free to type them in the chat box. If you have any we're going to do a Q&A at the end. So if you have any big questions, I would maybe recommend writing them down on a piece of paper, typing them in your phone or something, because if you put them in too early, they sometimes get lost. So if you have a really big one, I'd write it down and then wait until when the Q&A starts to put it in the chat box, but you can always put them in there whenever if you need to. Also a reminder, at the end of this session in the Slack channel, there will be a discussion question that's optional for you guys to answer. And we're changing a few things. You won't have a knowledge check that you have to do at the end of the session, though there will be a survey that's available. I believe everybody should have received the Google Doc last week that had all the resources for this year. If you have any questions, you can always email outreach@swe.org if you didn't get that sheet, but that sheet will have all of the links to all of the surveys for all of the sessions for this year. So that's a really great resource. You can look for those things in there. But I can also put it in the Slack channel if you guys need. And I kind of mentioned this at the top, but just so you guys are aware, the session's being recorded at the end. Within a few days or so, this will be uploaded to the SHLA YouTube channel and also the Advanced Learning Center. So if you want to come back and watch it again, you can view it there. And as always, anybody that misses it, any of the sessions, can always view them that way. Enough of me gabbing. I am really excited for you guys to meet our speaker tonight. She is a truly a very inspirational and multifaceted speaker. She worked on the PBS Emmy Award-winning series Design Squad, and now she works at the Denver International Airport managing airline ground operations. Everybody give some snaps and some claps for Deysi Melgar.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you for having me here. I'm super excited. We're going to have some fun this evening. Annalise just mentioned a couple of things that I do. I'm a dancer, I'm a kickboxer, I'm an engineer, I'm a DEI advocate, I'm a senior leader, a coach, and a pilot in the making. So I do a lot of things, but one of the things that I do enjoy the most is being able to participate in things like this. So we'll get started. I know we're running a little behind, so let's get right into it. I want to do a wellness check. So just one of the things that we're going to be talking about this in today's session is we're going to develop some life skills. So we're going to talk about valuing diversity, working in a team, communication, and caring for others. And these are things that you're going to develop these skills all throughout your life, and it's going to help you whenever you become, professionals, right, in your careers. So we're going to discuss this further, but in the meantime, let's get this party started. Wellness check. How are you feeling today? So in the chat, go ahead and type an emoji of how you are feeling today. And I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Let's see. I'm going to start seeing. Hello, everyone. Ooh, lots of happy faces. Excitement, some relaxing faces, tired faces. Let's see. No emotion face. We keep going. All right, there is 57 of you. I don't think I've seen 57 emojis. All right, well, thank you. I am going to keep on moving on. Thank you so much for, just doing something so small as a wellness check just gives you an idea of where we are. And so we want to be mindful of people's, state at the moment, emotional states. So we want to be respectful of that. And I'm going to actually close this. All right. So I'm going to move on over. What does this picture tell you? What kind of emotion does this picture spark? And you can type anything that as soon as you see this picture, what comes up to your brain? You can just type it in the chats. You can also put it as anonymous. I just want to hear from a couple of you. What does that make you feel? Sad? Okay. Yeah. She looks like a model. Yeah. Modern. Ooh, curious. Yeah, keep them coming. Inspirational. Serious. Yeah. She looks unique. Yes. Inspired, freedom to be, interested, pretty, swaggy. I like that. Confident, empowering, determined, cute jacket. Yes. All of the above, right? So all in all, we're all very diverse. We all wear different clothing. We all look very different, right? We're all different, and that's beautiful. Let's move on with my other one. What about this? What does this tell you? When we think about gender equality, what comes up? Just type it up in the chat. Yes, love it. What else? Empowerment, yes. People, yeah. What else? Risk-taking, I like that. Something we need more of. Equal opportunities, equity, equal pay, yes. Reassured, yep. Equality, yep. All of these things, right? Two women taking different approaches, but equally empowered. Confidence at work. Someone says that it's a quote they've seen often, and I believe that many people don't really apply it to themselves. Ooh, we're on to something there. Different ways of expressing femininity. Oh my goodness, there goes my accent. Inspiring others to take chances, courage, and bravery. Ooh, big one. Feminism. Yes. Let's see. I'm going to do like a few more seconds. Anybody else? You automatically lose the chances you don't take, right? Very, very similar to something that a very famous basketball player said. You miss 100% of the shots you never take, right? So keep that in mind. What about this? Does this speak to you? And if it does, what does it say? Acceptance, yes. What else? Self-love, key, being welcoming. Yes. Self-appreciation. Ooh, rainbow, love it. Being true to yourself. Humans being human. I love that. Curiosity and open-mindedness. No judgment. Being who you are without feeling guilty. Yeah. Self-awareness. Ooh, good one. What else? Diversity. Yeah. Being happy with who you are. Yeah. Open-minded, be yourself. Self-love. What else? Not caring what others think. Yep. What else? Anything else? Being confident in your own body. Yes. Inclusion. Yeah. Yep. Commonality. Yeah. What else? Live life to the fullest and do things you love. Yes. I love that. Togetherness. All right, a few more seconds and then I'll move on. 3, 2, 1. Okay, great. Well, thank you. Thank you for all of that. So we're going to play a game of bingo because we like to get to know you and you should be able to get to know others, right? At the end of this session, you'll be able to understand that your communication style is not going to be necessarily the same with everybody around you because of different things that people have gone through in their life, and you have to be mindful and respectful. So let's play some bingo. We're going to go ahead and do breakout rooms. We've kind of already set that up for you. And there's 3 different bingo sheets in your breakout room. You'll get to choose 1, 2, or 3. We have put the bingo sheets in the chat box, so feel free to pick the bingo sheets. All right, let's see. So who got bingo? Do we have any bingo winners? If you do, go ahead and tell me on the chat. Who got bingo? Anybody got bingo? That's okay. That's okay. Not everybody is going to get bingo, but if you got bingo, let's see. Would you like to share, please? Lizzie, are you okay sharing which boxes you got bingo with? Yeah, you can unmute yourself.
Okay, so I got bingo for broken bones. I marked myself as for that one.
Okay.
Plays a sport. Someone in my room played a sport. And then the free space speaks 2+ languages and first in the family to attend college.
Oh, yay! Congrats on getting bingo. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Who else got bingo and would like to share? Anyone else? No? Are we just too tired? Are we just too sad? That was a fun experience. Well, thank you, Maya. The reason why, a lot of these boxes, we found that we were all from different states. Yes, right? You're getting to know that people are from different states, different cultures. Some people may live in a city. Some people may not live in the city, right? Some people are, they work. Some people don't work. Some people are planning attending college. Some people may want not attend college, right? What I'm trying to get you all to understand here is that we're all from different cultures. We all speak maybe different languages, but we have to be open-minded, right? And respectful of the fact that we're all different. And we as ourselves have to accept who we are. And it might not necessarily mean that everyone else is going to accept you, but you have to be able to accept yourself. So I'm happy that you were able to participate in this activity. Now let's move on to some other things. Anybody else before I move on wanted to share they got bingo? No. Going once, going twice. All right, sold. Moving on. Oh, maybe I should click on it. All right. Remember the slide at the beginning where I told you we were going to work on some life skills? Well, here we are. Valuing diversity. That means being aware of similarities and differences among people of different cultures, right? So you saw that through that bingo, you were able to see that you all live in different states, or you might speak different languages. So we are valuing the fact that we are a diverse group of people. The other thing, anybody want to comment on that before I move on to my next point? No, got it. Working in a team. You may not have thought that you were working in a team, but you had to communicate and you were all doing one activity, right? So understanding the team's dynamics and identifying strengths to accomplish one common goal. What do you think was your common goal today? Playing bingo. Type it in the chat. To discover how diverse we all are, yeah. To learn more about each other, yes. To connect with others, yes. To get to know each other, learn about each other. Yes, you got it. You wanted to get bingo, but the way to get bingo was to understand and learn about each other. Ding, 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 ding. Whoever said to get 5 in a row, you're a legend. Love that. All right. Communication, which means you sometimes send messages and acknowledge receipt with verbal confirmation from one party to another. That's what communication is. And what did you all do today while playing bingo? You had to speak to each other, right? You had to communicate, acknowledge that, okay, the information is coming, I'm receiving, and I'm speaking, I'm asking questions. The other person is responding. Yes. Anybody want to comment on communication? Was it difficult? Was it easy? You know, was it hard to maybe open up? And that's okay. Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns regarding communication or what your experience was? It got way easier towards the end of the breakout room. Why do you think it got easier towards the end? So it was kind of easy. As soon as one person started, we kind of fell in. Okay. We got comfortable with each other. Familiarity. Yeah. Did you find a lot of common things between you and another person that might not live in the same state as you? Yeah. Yes. I got a yes from Jaslyn. Jaslyn, you want to elaborate a little bit about your yes? Ooh, most of you did not like mint ice cream. Yeah, I don't like that either. But look at that. You were able to find something in common with somebody else that might not necessarily live next door to you, right? Or might not even go to the same school as you. Great. And then now you just found out that I also don't like mint mint ice cream. Great. And the last thing is caring for others, showing understanding, empathy, and being kind. Did at any point you feel like someone was not being kind to you today? And it's okay if that happened. Nope. Nope. Nah. Good. Good. That means that people here are able to understand each other, show some empathy, right? Because some of the questions in the bingo sheet might be a little too personal. And sometimes we're okay sharing and sometimes we're not, but people understand that. And I'm happy to hear that you were all being kind to each other. So thank you for that. Great. Let's see. So I'm going to open up to discussion. Does anybody have or would like to share a situation where, you know, you were not valued being diverse, for example, or when you were working in a team and the team was not working together, so you did not achieve a common goal, or where you lacked communication with your peers, or when you genuinely did not maybe feel like you cared for others, and that's okay too. So anybody would like to share any experience? I'm opening up the floor. And remember, whatever happens today, we're all here because we want to learn, right? We're trying to be better people. We're trying to learn these life skills. So anybody would like to share an experience? You can type it up in the chat too. And you can also put it as anonymous. Becky, can I unmute? Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I did escape rooms with like 2 different groups of people. And the first time, the first group I was with none of us really got along when we first got in there. We all like scattered and started working on different things, and we missed like some kind of easy clues because we weren't like putting the right pieces together. And it was just like there was no communication. Everyone was getting frustrated at each other. I was getting frustrated at my other group members because we weren't getting anything done. But then this other experience I had, we did like a different escape room. And we started off like we looked at all of the things together, like all the clues together as a group, and we worked together, and that made it was a similar experience, but it was so different just because of how we communicated and how we handled it.
Now, was these 2 different experiences with 2 different groups of people, or were there similar people?
They were with different groups of people.
Okay. So in your first experience, did you end up Did you end up breaking out of the escape room?
Yeah, we did, but we needed some help from the person running it.
Got it. So it took longer, do you think?
Yeah, definitely. It was a lot less efficient of a process.
Okay. And then in your second experience, so what I'm trying to get at is the first experience, were you all friends? Did you know each other? And then in the second experience, were you friends and did you know each other?
Yeah, I would say the first experience going into it, I didn't really know the people very well, but the second experience I definitely did. And I think that was pretty clear to see like how in the second experience, we were able to work together and come together and like complete the challenge well as a group because we knew each other.
Okay. See, so one of the things that we talk about, right? Right now we just did bingo. You don't know the people that are next on the other side of the screen, but you're getting to know them. So when you get to know, and I'll read right now, sorry, the chat just popped up. So I was seeing, so you don't know them, right? But who do you think, actually better question, would you think that you will survive an escape room with the people that you were just in the breakout room with?
Yeah, I think so. I think even just that little bit of like getting to know each other before we started working on the challenge, I think that would go a long way. Like how we went from like all of our mics were muted to by the end of it, we were like talking about school. Like just that little bit of time can make such a big difference.
Yeah, so time, right? Getting to know the people that you're working with. You will have an overall end result is going to be better when you learn to communicate with people that have different communication styles, right? Some people learn more by, maybe talking things out. Some people might need to draw things out. Some people might need to maybe visualize it first in their brain and their mind without even putting it down on paper and then explain it and then going back. I mean, different styles. But the key point here is to make sure that when you're working in a team, everybody needs to be able to speak up, be able to bring their ideas, because that's how you're going to end up with the result that you want. When everybody starts working individually, as you can see, the first experience with your escape room probably was not the most efficient way, right? Well, thank you so much, Becky, for sharing. I have Salsabil stating, I went to a 70% male engineering school, and I noticed whenever a girl tried pitching an idea, they pushed it to the side and our efforts weren't acknowledged a lot of the time. But now I'm in a 70% female school and it's much more friendlier and inclusive. Yes. And that is, sometimes we don't control what the world does, but we control what we do, and we want to make changes. So, and I'll tell you a very similar experience. Thank you, Maya. And you're right. Glad you're in a better space now. In college, same thing. I was one of two females in my physics program, and I was the only Latina in my physics program. So yes, it was not very diverse. It didn't feel like there was an equal parts, 5 males, 5 females. It did not feel that way. But at the end of the day, I can say that, we're making a change by even just adding a little bit of our own experience going into STEM fields. That's super important. From back in the day, I can honestly say I know more women in the STEM fields now than I do when I was in college. And that was only like 10 years ago. Except that I didn't want to tell you my age. But anyways, so thank you for sharing. Anybody else had any other experiences where we're talking about these 4 key components, these 4 life skills that you would like to share that it applies to you? Aida says, I play tennis, and in doubles it is a lot easier to win and play better when you're comfortable enough with your partner to communicate. I've played with many people and have learned that communication is key to success. Yes. So I'm going to post a question for you all. What happens when you are communicating and you're talking to somebody, but they're just not understanding you, or maybe even just listening? How do we approach that? What kind of tactics can we do to get our point across to make sure they understand what we're trying to say? It's popcorn time. Just put it in the chats. Be patient. Yes. Be patient. What else? One-on-one communication. Someone says be direct, like don't be vague about it. Yeah, maybe straight to the point. State it how it is, maybe. You can try relating it back to something they're interested in or already know. Yeah. Other good stuff. Maybe try to explain in a different way they might understand better. Yeah. I don't know. Should I even say that one? Smack them into place, take a break and ask them if there's a problem to communicate a bit extra. Well, we don't want to get violent, but maybe a different approach. Yeah. Ask questions to see if they're listening and reinstate what you were saying. Try a different strategy to convey your ideas. Yeah. Keep it simple. Take a break and mentally recap so you don't get frustrated, right? If you know them, use something they're interested in as part of an explanation. Address them personally and see if they have any opinions on their own or any ideas they want to add on as well. Persevere. Ask them questions about themselves to get to know them better. Repeat what you're trying to say and don't get quiet if they don't respond, and try to be understanding. Yes. So one of the things that we have been working for here, right? Maybe they don't feel they are able to communicate effectively because maybe English is not their first language. So when you're trying to explain something to them, they're not necessarily understanding. Literally, they don't understand. Or they might just have a different way of communicating, right? Maybe it's the way we approach it. Are we talking about, it's a lot different when you say, hey, can you do me a favor? Or, hey, can I ask you for a favor, please? You get 2 different ways of getting somebody to do you a favor if you ask them for please, or if you just basically state them, hey, do me a favor, right? So trying to understand, communicating, and like showing people that you actually care will get you more results in life than not. Okay, communication is 10% talking and 90% listening. Yes. Sometimes we don't listen to understand, right? So thank you, thank you, thank you. Any other, I'm just being conscious of time, any other experiences, any other situations that you would like to share where, you know, any of these 4 life skills have been challenged, or maybe the other way around, that you've actually used them? No? Okay. All right, so now I'm going to open. Anybody have any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions?
Yeah, if anyone has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat box. And we do have time for like a handful of questions. If at any point, like if we run out of time and your questions don't get answered, you can always either put them in the Slack channel, or you can email them to outreach@SWE.org, and we'll make sure to connect you with Daisy and get your questions answered. So yeah, but ask away.
Yes, and I like to talk, so ask me any questions you may have. Or maybe you want to ask of any activity. So one of the things that, I don't know if you saw my first slide when I introduced myself, I do a lot of things, right? Because I literally took from my father when he said, Daisy, if there's anything you want to be, go ahead. I support you. You can do. So I said, okay, I want to be a dancer. I want to be a singer. I want to be an actress. I want to be a kickboxer. I want to be a coach. I want to work at the airport. I want to be a pilot. And all those things, I'm doing them because I feel like if I am able to do it, why not, right? These are things that I'm passionate about, that I love to do. It brings me happiness. So I encourage you that if there's something out there that you want to do, don't be afraid that just because maybe there's, you know, more males in that field than you see females, that's okay. You can make a statement. You can do it. Let's see. What exactly is kickboxing? Kickboxing is a form of martial arts. So it's boxing, but we add kicks to that. Let's see. How did you maneuver to so many fields, education, training wise, and then find your passions? Like I said, I just try things, right? And if I fall in love with it, I'm going to pursue it, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to give it 100%. One key thing you have to have is time management. Manage your time wisely. I'm a very busy woman, but I'm okay doing that because this is what I choose to do because it brings me happiness. Like I said, find your happiness. How would you approach something if you weren't supported for it, like career-wise? Yeah, that is a tough one, right? But someone posted earlier, perseverance, right? You go out there and you work your time away. You work so hard that eventually, because it's bringing you happiness, those that are around you that love you, they will continue to encourage you. And if they're not, you got to show them, you got to prove them that this is what makes you happy. At the end of the day, if, you know, and it gets really touchy subject because I know sometimes it's parents or family or caregivers, right? But if something is making you happy, you just got to vouch for yourself. Keep fighting to make it happen. Don't give up. You know, if that's your happiness, find it and keep it. How did you find a way to make your voice heard, feel empowered in your physics class when you were the minority? Honestly, I had a very challenging time. It was not always perfect, only because I felt like my high school education did not prepare me for college classes, especially like physics courses. So I took the time. I would always find my professor after school, after classes, and I would always go in there and say, hey, I need help, I need this, I need that. I was that person. But I made sure that those people that were in my class knew and they understood that Daisy's here to make sure that she graduates with her degree, and nobody can tell me otherwise. If you're telling me that, oh, you can't do it, you're a female, that pushes me more to continue it and finish strong. When you tell me that I can't do something, I'm just gonna switch it around, take that energy and push through. So let's see. How do you not run out of energy? I can't even come home from school without taking a nap. I get my 8 hours of sleep. I eat my vegetables, my carbs, and my protein. So I have a well-balanced lifestyle. But that's something that you learn along the way, right? You have to trial and error. Do you have any tips for advocating for others or yourself when you witness a less accepting environment? Yeah, stand up, say something, speak up, don't stay quiet. I know sometimes we may feel like we are, we're not enough to be able to speak up or say something. But if you believe that an injustice is happening, say something. Don't stay quiet, because you never know who you're inspiring around you to also speak up. And so just because you have, maybe you said something and then the other person heard you and they're like, oh, actually, I was thinking the same thing. So I would just say, do it. It might not always be beautiful result in the end, but you never know who you are inspiring by doing that. Let's see. And my last one is, how do you work with a team member who is not doing their job? Yeah. Okay, what if you really, okay, let me get back to my other question. And okay, we still have 5 minutes. How do you work with a team member who is not doing their job? Yeah, it's happened a lot. And I'm guilty of it. And I can tell you right now, I'm one of those people that I will just say, you know what? You don't want to do it? Fine. I'll take care of it, because at the end of the day, it's going to get done better if I do it. I'm not suggesting you do that. What I'm saying is you need to create that communication with that person and let them know. Sometimes people don't realize that they're not doing their job or that they're not taking care of what they're supposed to unless you call them out. You never know what somebody's going through, right? You never know if they have family problems, if they have financial problems, if they have something going on that is preventing them from actually focusing on their task at hand. Maybe asking them those kind of questions to try to dig deeper and understand what the root cause of the problem of them not doing their job. Is it time management? Is it that they're, worried about something else and their mental state is not there at the moment when they're supposed to be doing their job? So I would ask a lot of questions and then say, you know what, we're all putting in our effort to make this, whatever project come alive, get it done, get it taken care of. But if they are not, then, maybe that's a different story. But maybe you can understand that maybe they'll tell you, say, you know what, I'm having a hard time at home, or like I'm not eating well, or, all those things, physical and mental things, affect somebody from performing at their top. So trying to understand what is going on and just like pulling them to the side and having that conversation. Let's see. And what if you really want to do isn't exactly money making? I love art, but I'm choosing to study chemistry and pharmaceuticals since I know that it'll get more money and I want to pursue what I want, but my community is very money focused and thinks following your dreams is just being hopelessly romantic. Yeah, I mean, there's all these career paths you can take, right? Money making, what does that really say? Like money making, right? What does that say about, like, if people are going to be making money, people can make money from having side hustles. I know a lot of people that have side hustles and they make more money than me. All right. But at the end of the day, they might not necessarily be happy, or they are happy because now they have time and freedom to do what they are passionate about. Right. So if you find something that is going to, make money, then you can always follow that path that you really want. I would say, maybe college is not for you and it's not for something you want to spend money. I mean, making money takes money to make. So you're going to go to school, you're going to spend all this money on loans and all that stuff. I mean, that is still money and that is debt that you're going to eventually have to pay back. So some people have chosen not to take that route and make money some different way. Some people are educators, and a lot of things that now with social media and growing the online environment, there's a lot of people that have not even gone through school, but they are life coaches, right? They're teaching you about life and how you can have all these things you can do. So I would really say I would ask yourself that question: what is money making, and what does that look like to you? And then to those around you, because if it's just about getting a degree and not actually putting it into practice, then you don't want to waste all that money going into school and not doing what you love to do. All right, I think we're running out of time, and I do want to thank again our sponsors, and I'm going to have Annalise take it away.
Yes, thank you so much for answering those questions, Daisy. Really great questions, everybody. Like I said before, if you think of anything afterwards, feel free to put it in the Slack or send an email to outreach@SWE.org. We will connect you with Daisy and get your questions answered. But yeah, the big second round of thank yous to our sponsors. We've got Amateur Radio and Digital Communications, Danaher Corporation, General Motors, and Turner Construction. I also want to thank our HQ staff and SWENext Programs Committee for supporting this session, and everybody for attending. Also, another big thank you to Daisy for coming and speaking with us today. This was really amazing, really enlightening, and a lot of fun. Yeah, thank you so much, everybody. Keep your eyes peeled in the Slack channel for that discussion question and take care of those surveys. And our next session will be on February 27th at 6:30 p.m. You can either look on that resources page for information on that, but you'll get more messages as we get closer. But yeah, thanks so much, everybody. Have a good rest of your night.
Bye. Have a good one.